The stream is starting soon. In the meantime, please enjoy some music. The stream is starting soon. In the meantime, please enjoy some music.
Ruga likes Liam's live streams. They aren't bad, coming from a surface dweller. You maggot.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Hey, everyone, and welcome to another stream. I haven't been here in a while, have I? No streams at all. There hasn't been anything lately. Hey, how's everyone doing? It is good to be here as always. Today is July 4th, 2026. Happy 250th birthday, America. And, hey, if you don't celebrate it for whatever reason, that's cool too. You know what? No politics here. I don't have it in the rules, and we're going to keep it that way. I just think it's kind of an unspoken, Yeah, there's been nothing in weeks. What a surprise. Alyssa says that is literally so creepy. Oh, referring to Rogar. Yes, Rogar is a character from A Hero's Call, which, wow, that game is 8 years old already. And, he recorded the liner for us, and A Hero's Call was like a big deal. I mean, it was got like mainstream press and everything, and so I streamed it when it came out, and Nathan Wales recorded the liner for me. Also, I remember him saying that he got permission from his wife to use his hall pass on me. I naturally declined, but that was good that he asked for permission. But yeah, no. We don't use the hall pass on the L-Man. That does not happen. No hall passes get used on Mr. Smooth. All right. So, hi everyone. Today we're going to do some more. We're going to do some more audio AI stuff. And before we do that, I want to thank my awesome members that make these streams possible. If you are watching on YouTube, become a member. Members get these videos before everyone else does. Well, not these live streams, obviously. You're all getting them at the same time. Wouldn't that be funny if, like, members got them 15 minutes early and you had to wait? Like, you had a 15-minute delay? That'd be awful. But big thanks to my members. Vitor Bruschi, Marco Garatoni, Alex Chapman, the Audio Fighting King. Oh, I didn't turn on the bot. Hold on. Yep, sorry. I forgot to run the microphone. Hi, welcome to today's stream. We're making a new AI audio game. Okay. Big thanks to my members. Bryant 198. No, Bryant 9864. The Sunlight Birdie Show. Brian 198026, Portia Scott, Audio Vision, and Tate, Roland Engelsma, Mika White, sorry, Mika White, Stickbear 2012, Michael Lau, Lukish, BDFT, Hammed Pack, Ryan Bishop, Exterminator 888, Courtney Barton, Leonine Universe, Trevor Johnson, Matthew Whitaker, James Dean, Jason Fowler, Cat's Tech Music and Ramblings, Orinx Hunting for Gaming and Technology, Axel Schruel, Rich Yamamoto, DJ Wolfie, Blindside Gaming, And that's it. I thought it was. I always expect there's more under that, and there's not. But thank you so much. You can become a member by clicking join or use the link in the description. Join button is on the video. Please consider doing that if you can. It supports the channel and supports me. And hey, I appreciate it. So today we're going to make another game. Well, we're going to continue working on a game. So if you tuned in yesterday and oh, yeah, muffin, fruit, and coffee sounds like a good breakfast. We had muffins and coffee. No fruit. Jokes on the members, though, because then the first 15 minutes would just be music. Yeah, but it would be like, so members would get like the stream, and then like there'd be like a 15-minute delay. So non-members would like write into chat, but like I wouldn't see it or like respond to it for 15 minutes. Alyssa says, oh, but why would you turn that down? I mean, I can think of a lot of reasons why. But anyways, just letting you know. Okay, so I'm just checking. So we are on Audio Pub, and there was some chat in Audio Pub yesterday, and I don't check it. So like, if you're listening on Audio Pub and you're like, man, Liam's a jerk, he doesn't read my messages, I'm just not reading Audio Pub. I've only got so much bandwidth, and by bandwidth I mean like I can only do so many things at once, and like Audio Pub's not huge on my list of things that I'm worried about. No offense. So yesterday we made a game called Crazy Blocks? I don't even remember what it was called anymore. Crazy Blocks or Crazy something. Let's go look. It was called Crazy Ball. Let's go play a game of Crazy Ball. Also, I'd like to, before I
Crazy Ball. Welcome to Crazy Ball.
do that, I'd like to use a different voice for games for like today. Somebody did a Google TTS NVDA add-on, which is kind of cool, but I'm thinking about doing, let's see, let's do, I'm just going to do one core.
NVDA settings, voice, variant, rate, 75, 80, 95, pitch, rate, slider, 100. 90.
Well, that's not
0, 100.
I don't think it honors the, oh, maybe it does. Hold on.
Crazy Ball. Crazy Ball. Voice micro rate 50.
I don't
rate boot pitch 50. Rate boot boost on.
Oh,
Rate 50. Rate 45. Rate 30. Rate 25. Rate 20. Welcome to Crazy Ball. How many blocks can you break in 30 seconds? Move to aim, space to launch. Press enter.
Okay. Cool. So that works. Hopefully you guys are hearing that now. It should be better. I don't know why.
Crazy Ball.
I don't know why that's so quiet.
Rate boost on. Rate 20. Voice mic volume 100. Volume 100.
It's not getting louder. I could have used Google, but it's slow to load, and I don't know if if I switch profiles, if it's going to unload and then reload and be all grody. Yeah, after yesterday's stream, I already started diving into coding. Thank you for inspiring me to learn. Hey, I mean, listen, I want to see people learn. I think it's a good skill to have. And even if you never become a coding savant, I still think it is good. I think listen, it's not going to hurt you, right? Like, I mean, oh no, I have a new skill. Woe is me. What will I do? So no, I don't think it's a bad thing. Hey, Blind Phoenix, how's it going? We're working on audio games together. Also, Google TTS would be slow, right? Hey, Rook. Oh, F1 qualifiers are on? Which race is it? There's only like 2 races in motorsports that I watch. And that is Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500. Those are the only 2 I care about. But yeah, so we're gonna play Crazy Ball really quick.
Crazy Ball.
You know what? For the hell of it, let's just
NVD
do TTS.
Preference settings.
All right. So
NVD.
here's
Editing profile game. Braille 3 of speech 2 of 20.
So I have this weird issue, and I've talked about it before. if I use eloquence, and I guess I could use IBM TTS, and yeah, these are unofficial add-ons, like, and I don't care. If I use eloquence, the rate doesn't switch between profiles. So like it will stay at the same rate. So you might have noticed that on my RimWorld videos where it gets all slow and or like it'll be all fast and then I have to slow it down. That was not a problem with the old add-on in NVDA 2025, but in 26 there's a new 64-bit one, and it's not honoring the speech rate and the other speech changes.
Change.
And I should really open a ticket on it, but I don't care. Like I care.
No speech. Windows, Microsoft.
But I don't care enough.
eSpeak AT Google TTS for.
So let's try Google TTS. Here we go. See, it's loading.
NVDA settings. Voice.
Oh god, that sounds like it's a tin can.
Chrome OS.
Chrome.
Chrome OS US English.
Chrome.
Google.
Google US English 3 Natural. Google US English. Google
US English 7 Google.
They sound so.
Google US English 3 Nat.
Google.
Google US.
Google.
Why is it?
Rate. Slider 50 Alt plus R. Voice. Rate. 60. 70. Voice. Combo box Google US English 2 Natural and US collapsed. Crazy ball.
I guess we're going to use that. Let's see what they do when I switch. Okay, and I'm going to go back to this one. Oh, they lag. Oh, they lag really bad. Did it fail out? Oh, yeah. It died. Oh, it completely. Okay, so we're not using the Google. Which is now how am I going to change the. Oh, no. I didn't think this out. Silverstone. Oh, British Grand Prix. Was not expecting another vibe coding stream. Well, I am back. NVDA. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll do that. You know what?
Crazy ball. Volume 77. Volume 100. Enable back voice volume 1 inflection 30. 65. 65.
So see, like, okay, so that's 65. Then if I'm going to turn this down.
Rate 40.
Now I'm going to go back to mine, and it's still on 40, even though you guys don't hear it anymore. But I'm going to turn it up to 65. Now I'm going to switch back to the game, which will switch the profile.
Crazy ball.
And
rate 65.
It's back to 65. So that's a bug. If anybody knows, I don't know, if anybody wants to bug that or issue it, I write issue tickets all week long. My job is writing issue tickets. And I'm tired of writing issues. I'm just tired of it. But you know what I'm not tired of? Checking to see what Lbot has to say. Oh. Wrong button. There we go.
New messages are rolling in as the Irvin Army celebrates the 4th of July with muffins, coffee, and more vibe coding. Christopher Abel is feeling inspired to dive into programming after yesterday's session, though he's now wondering just how long it would take to code something as massive as RimWorld. Blindy Phoenix is multitasking by watching the stream while keeping an eye on the F1 qualifiers at Silverstone, while Lucas is pleasantly surprised to see you back for another development marathon so soon. Meanwhile, the chat is collectively roasting the Google text-to-speech voices you tested, with Christopher Abel claiming they sound worse than the infamous Blind Quest, and Zoe Plays admitting those voices are why she can't handle using Android. I can't pronounce that name, is just happy to see Tin Cans getting some representation in the voice department. It sounds like your Google TTS test went about as well as a screen reader in a wind tunnel.
All right, so we are going to work on a game today. So yesterday we were working on Crazy Ball, which I'm going to play.
Crazy ball. Rate 50. Welcome to Crazy Ball. How many blocks can you break in 30 seconds? Move to aim. Space to launch. Press enter to continue.
All right, here we go. I need a better edge sound. Oh, that was the... There we go. almost the time.
Time. You broke 17 of 32 bricks. Press enter to continue.
17 to 32. Oh, that's fun. Nice F1 reference. Elbot, don't put words in my mouth. Yeah, so what happened with the ball? So just to kind of, if you tuned in early and then you had things to do, we found out that there's an audio issue with NVGT. And so what's happening is when you move something beyond certain bounds with the 3D movement, it just stops the sound. So the physics were not super broken. The issue was audio. Also, it made the arena super wide. And so I've narrowed it and made it smaller and just slowed down the ball physics. And like, it actually plays really well. So that was Crazy Ball. That should have taken us like an hour. It took us like 6 hours. That was ridiculous. Today, we're going to work on, I wonder if this game is beatable. I think you could. Survey says it's not on the board. Yeah, right. So I think it's beatable. And I would like to come back and iterate on it at some point. But today we're going to work on the defense game that we were working on yesterday. And if you remember on the stream, we got it running really quickly. I mean, it was fast. Very, very fast. And so one of the things that I had said was, gee, I feel like I'm ripping off Edmund a little bit. And so I switched over to the game that I wanted to make, which was Breakout, which really should have stuck with the defense game. So this morning I got up early because I don't sleep ever. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the defense game today. But we're going to do, somebody made the comment yesterday and they were like, gee, this sounds a lot like Audio Defense. And I was like, well, you know what, guys? I would never make a game like Audio Defense. We're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Well, guess what? We're going to do that. We're going to make a 3D zombie shooting game where the zombies come towards us. We have to shoot them. If a zombie reaches us, it is game over. So I did not do it on stream because it would have been boring. And it took me a while to just like do some editing. And you didn't want to watch that. Maybe you did, but I didn't want you to watch it because I thought it was boring. So, Lucas says the panning is weirdly off on this one. It might be. Somebody actually beat it? I don't know. You should like get something if you beat it. And I don't know what you should get. Like a pat on the back, but I was like, let's do this defense game. So I did some sound design. I also ginned up a design doc, and I'm not going to read the design doc because it is long. It is very long. It is 16 kilobytes. So it's a big design document. For reference, the manual, or the README, sorry, is 4 kilobytes. So I had it go. I gave it a bunch of things that I wanted, and I ended up, going, hey, this is what I want to build. Here are the changes I want you to make from version 0.1. We're going to, iterate on this stuff. I've got new sounds. This is what we're turning into. So I'm going to work on a game today, and we're going to call it Rip Off Defense. And so Rip Off Defense, not Rip Off the Fence, but it is Rip Off Defense. And it is going to be a lot like something you've seen before. It is going to be very unoriginal. It's not going to be, new and unique and exciting. But if you like to shoot zombies with a shotgun, what's the word count for that design doc, says Christopher? That's a good question. The word count is... I'll tell you in a moment. Let me Let me open Word because I don't. I'm sure Notepad++ can give me word counts, but I don't think I have it set up to do that. I know one of you guys is going to be like, yeah, here's what you do, man. You just do this thing. And okay, so it is. Word didn't like that. You can't make this change because the selection is love. Oh, hold on. I need to sign into Office because I'm apparently not allowed to use Microsoft Word anymore because I didn't. You're going to make me enter. Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. It's a lot of words. I hope that helps. It's 13,000 lines. Wow. So it's got like code examples in here too and stuff. Something like that. Something like that. Can we use a baseball bat instead of a gun? Yeah,
New
maybe.
messages are flying in as the Irvin Army reacts to the launch of Rip-Off Defense, your new 3D zombie shooter project. Lucas Hausnettel wants to set the record straight that he never actually called this a development marathon, while Zoe Plays is just relieved you finally hammered out those tricky ball physics from yesterday. Christopher Abel is already curious about the arsenal, asking if we will see a variety of guns, armor, and grenades, while Blindy Phoenix thinks taking out zombies with a baseball bat would be a top-tier addition. I Can't Pronounce That Name is ready for a role reversal, asking why we can't play as the zombies shooting the humans for once.
Because zombies
Over
don't
on
use
Mastodon,
guns.
Elena Briskachin says she will catch up on the streams next week once she finishes translating some blind-related software. It sounds like the design doc is so massive that even Microsoft Word is having an existential crisis trying to open it. Good luck with the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, some people... Okay, so you guys want a melee weapon. So yeah, we can do that. Again, this is iteration 1. So I ran one turn of Claude. I had him create the design doc. So he's got some things he wants me to deal with. He's got 4 things that he's like, I need your attention on. One is there are no hit.wav files, which I fixed. Step cadence. Okay, so I've told him I want him to... Ooh, so you guys can help me with this. Okay, should zombies get fat? Here, should we do a poll? Should I do a poll on this one? Yeah, why not? It's not as many of you today. Hopefully more people are coming in. So here's the question. All right, so I had to shorten the question because so the question is, should zombies walk faster the closer they get to the player, or should their speed be based on I can't do a yes no on this. All right. Should they come closer based on distance? So, i.e., if a zombie is closer to me, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get some brains. I'm going to run faster." Or should they be speeding up based on how long we've been playing? So, obviously, the longer the game runs, the faster that they start, coming in. That is the question, and I wish I could phrase it better, but whatever. So, you guys go vote. I'll give you a few minutes. Make this bowl either cheddar cheese on mozzarella, arbitrarily make the... Do a poll to ask whether we need a poll. That would be kind of funny. Distance. Audio Defense did it this way and made it. Yeah, that's true, didn't they? They were like, when they got closer to you, they like sped up. Because they were like, you know, they were running towards you. They were picking up speed. I think doing it the first way would be really hard to code right. I think, okay, so everyone, very interesting. So I eventually probably will do zombie types. For the moment, they are just garden variety, walk towards you zombies, because listen, one thing we could do is like zombies could move on angles and stuff, right? So right now they just come straight in, but what if we start having zombies that are like, they're faster? So give you guys a few minutes to. I kind of see where this is gonna go, which is fine, and but no, vote. I mean, get out the vote. I punched a monkey. Thank you so much.
Whoa, Blindy Phoenix, thank you so much for the $10. You said, feed Liam zombies. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I absolutely appreciate the support and your awesome energy in the chat today.
All right, so I'm going to grab... He had some questions that I'm going to make sure that we've got. Hey, Denmark dude. Actually, fast zombies are oxymorons. I mean, because, like, I think it depends on the zombie mythos you pull from. Because, like, there were superpowered zombies. If you think about, like, we don't really call them zombies in Last of Us, right? But the undead, or the animated dead, I suppose, were, like, they kind of had, like, supernatural, like, superhuman strength and stuff. Like, what would you set for the rate of acceleration? We saw how the hot ball physics worked yesterday. Yeah, right. Uber huge zombies, Tyrannosaurus rots. I think you should ask Elbot and take his voting as well. All right, well, I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes to vote. And sorry if you're listening on Audio Pub and you're like, my vote doesn't count. No, it doesn't. Sorry. I mean, there's only 2 people tuned into Audio Pub right now, so I'm not really worried about it. You should be watching on here. Also, if you see this on Mastodon, please repost. Let people know that I'm out here playing. Haven't played a game yet, but, you know, let them know that I'm making a game. And it would be really cool to get some more viewers today. Also, trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. We are close. We are at 2,991. We are close. I need 9 more subscribers to get to 3,000. Liam's doing a Let's Play of Claude Code. Ask Elbot to clone Elbot. No, we don't need Elbot babies. You can't tell Elbot to vibe code anything because he doesn't work that way. An undead Elbot. Elbot should be the boss. All right, ending the poll. See what you guys voted on. Okay, 15 votes. So, should zombies walk faster based on how close they get, or should they speed up based on game length? Based on time, 67%. Based on distance, 33%. So we're going to do based on time. So we're going to keep what we had for now. We can always change it later. So Claude has some questions for me to answer. So let me pop open a notepad and, oh no, wait. I'm going to Control G in Claude and I'm going to paste in this stuff. Okay. 1, there are no hit waves. I have added hit 1 through hit 5. So they are there now. Good catch. Through. 2, step cadence. Difficulty ramp. They speed up based on how long we have been playing and not distance, though we could probably, when and or if we get to making zombie types have zombies, that speed up based on how close they are to you. Radar lock tone. Are we keeping that? Yes, keep the radar lock tone, please. Music.wave. Yes. Play background music with looping. Probably going to want to set its volume to like -10 to start off with. All right, so I have answered Claude's 4 questions. I have sent all of that over to Claude. Well, we'll see what happens.
I am verifying that the hit files were successfully generated and then updating the documentation to reflect our final design decisions.
And I have taken my life into my hands, and I have turned on auto mode.
I'm updating the documentation to incorporate the 4 decisions we made regarding the hit sound files.
Thank you, Illustrate English. Thank you so much for sharing it. Yeah, again, if you guys can do that, I would appreciate it. I want to get to that 3,000. That would be so cool. That would be so cool.
I am implementing their logic to halt music playback upon player death and integrating the new tuning table data. I am also finalizing the remaining open tasks to ensure the audio system is fully synced with the game state.
Cool things will happen at the 3,000 subscriber mark. Yeah, we will
I've updated the design document to lock in our audio and timing mechanics, including the new cadence ramping logic and background music handling. I'm also clearing out the open questions section to prepare for the upcoming code refactor.
There is just something about the voice that we have for him that is so perfect. Okay, so... Oh. Okay. Let's start refactoring. So probably going to want to go piece by piece on this. Yeah, and absolutely nothing else. That's it. Just, yeah. That's all you get. All right. So let's see what he's doing. Oh, he's thinking. Okay. Well, and today we're using Opus. So we're not using Fable. I'm saving Fable for my own stuff. I've been writing more awful fanfic with it, so that's what I'm doing. More Liam Irvin fan fiction. We're up to 82 chapters. My wife said it's okay if the Liam Irvin character maybe ends up with a like girlfriend or something. So like that plot point is that thread is slowly being woven in. Apparently I won't end up on the couch. I did date somebody, by the way, the true story that like, I'm not going to say when, because like, I'm not going to out them, because if I say the game, you'll be like, oh, I know exactly who that was. But, there was a particular game I wanted to play.
The sound manager's play signatures and one-shot cleanup logic to ensure I have the right context before I start refactoring the game code.
Okay. But there was a game that I wanted to play, and she's like, you can't play that because like it has like dateable characters, and like I'm not cool with that. So yeah, that's right. I will live read my fanfic if we get to 3,000. Are we shipping Liam and X1? No. No, we are not. No, that is not a pairing I am okay with. You know, I kind of see it. It's a pretend story with pretend characters. Even the Liam character isn't real Liam. I'm secure in our relationship. Dude, like, first of all, the Liam in this story can actually hear stuff correctly. So, like, let's start with that. Like, he gave, Claude gave Liam, like, supersonic hearing, which is not what real Liam has.
I am confirming that the sound manager correctly handles one-shot versus looping audio, so I am moving on to implementing the second version of the game.
Oh,
I am running the compiler now to verify that the recent changes have resolved the build errors and that the code is clean. I am finalizing the build by removing the temporary artifacts and updating the documentation to reflect the version 2 release.
Wait, did you do everything already? Fanfiction Liam has Daredevil hearing, yeah. How did you make Claude Code talk? A webhook. So you actually, now I found this out. I don't think, so the way that this works is it calls a Python script, and then my script is actually sending a thing onto the bot. So there could be a better way to do hooks.
I've refactored the zombie movement to use discrete footsteps instead of gliding, and implemented a state machine for the shotgun to handle reloading. I also added a bullet object system that tracks targets and triggers delayed bodyfall sounds upon impact.
So his name is Clyde. He is an 11 Labs voice. He's the voice of... Are you done already?
Oh, wow. Lucas Hosnittle just sent 24-9 check Karuna. You said, I would read Liam and X1 right now. If I wanted to never fall asleep anymore thanks to nightmares. LOL. Thank you so much for the support and for giving us all a good laugh.
Okay, so he's done. I thought this was going to take like 20 minutes. So I guess we try it and see what happens.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game. Rate 55. How to play. Quiz. How to play. You are a lone defender with a shotgun. Rooted to the spot in the dark field. Zombies close in from every direction. Each one roams and drags its feet so you can track it by ear. Left and right arrows turn you. Hold shift while turning for fine aim. Space fires your shotgun straight ahead. Then it must reload before you can fire again. The radar tone loops whenever a zombie is in your sights. When you hear it, fire. F speaks the direction you are facing. T locates the nearest zombie. E counts the zombies. And S speaks your score. Escape pauses. If a zombie reaches you, you die. Good luck. Press enter to continue.
Okay.
Rip off defense. Main menu. Start game. Defend yourself.
Are they dying?
Head down.
This is kind of cool. Okay, I don't think all my gunshots are working.
Pause. Resume. Quit the main menu.
Dude!
Rip off defense. Main menu.
You also have to be surprisingly accurate being a shotgun. Yeah, we need more pronounced death sounds. Okay, so we have... The problem is right now... Here's my guns. Oh, why is that sound? Okay, that needs to be... Let me... I'm going to fix these sounds. I see the problem here. 6. So I have... I'm not hearing those. And then, are my body falls working? I don't know. Do you guys hear the body? Because I'm not hearing them. Needs a heat mechanic. You got to cool down the barrel with water. The zombies need to scream. Yeah, they don't really scream. Okay, so you guys aren't hearing the thuds. Hear the... And sorry, I'm... All right, so I asked him to add a roll-off so I can test to make sure, like, hey, like, these sounds are working. Try this with Fable 5. I'm holding on to my Fable 5 so I can write more bad fanfic, remember? Also, is there a shortcut to snap directions? No, there's not.
I am checking the current file naming convention for the gun assets to see if they are renumbered or if there is a gap at index 5 before I update the total count.
So yeah, these aren't working. I mean, I can't believe it works. Let's just start there.
I am updating the gun count to 6 to match the renumbered files and applying a new roll-off constant to the sound manager to ensure distant audio effects like hits and falls carry properly.
I mean, honestly, this ripped through it, and that was 3 minutes, by the way, for it to do all the refactoring. So, like, on the first iteration, that was really good. By the way, what's going to happen later, I'm going to add
adjusting the
gamepad
sound
support.
manager's roll-off constant to 0.4 to prevent distant hits from being muted by attenuation.
There
and
we
I've updated
go.
the gun sound randomizer to match our new count of 6 files.
You need to convince Aether to let you clone his... No, I don't want Aether to talk to me. He talks to me enough. Yeah, I got it right first time, even the shotgun reloading. I wonder if the shotgun should reload faster. Because I feel like it reloads kind of slow. A minute, 22 seconds, and it's made all those changes, you guys. All right. Let's try this now.
Rip off the fence. Main menu. Start game. Autoplay. Start game.
Here we go.
Defend yourself.
Let me let one get close.
Pause. Resume.
Yeah, I don't think they're...
Quit the main menu. Rip off the fence. Main menu. Start game.
They're just disappearing.
Autoplay.
Okay, you guys are hearing the sounds? Huh. Hell, Chris, this was easy. There was no hot physics action. Huh. Okay, so cool. So, I mean, I'm not hearing it, but remember, I'm partially deaf, so don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Either the... Oh! Delay between the hit sound and the full sound. If not, we need a delay of... You could lower the gun sound like 10%. Yeah, you know what?
I'm adjusting the pending fall delay by increasing the hit _2 body fall _ms constant from 1200 to 1500 milliseconds
So
to better match your
acting
requested
like
timing.
that there is one. So yeah, Tim, this is remember our defense game yesterday? This is what we turned it into. Remember the thing with the little hums and the bloops and the blips? Yeah, this is what we're turning it into.
I increased the hit _2 body fall _ms constant to 1500 milliseconds to better sync the body fall animation with the hit sound effect.
There aren't animations,
This
bro.
adds a slight delay to ensure the impact lands exactly on the beat.
I just yelled at him and was like, this is an audio game. There are no animations.
I am clarifying that the audio delay is a deliberate design choice to simulate a realistic body fall rather than an animation sync issue. I am asking if you would like me to shorten that 1.5 second interval, since there is no stagger animation to bridge the gap.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm okay with it for right now. I'm going to leave that. Let me see how it's doing first. I want to see how it's doing. I'm going to go look at its code. So again, I've talked about the importance of understanding code because I want to go look at its code to see how it's actually playing sounds. And I could ask it, or I could just do it myself, which... All right, so the reload time, I'm going to bring the reload time down. Oh, wow. They need to travel slower. So the bullets are going too fast. All right. Where's the gun? Find the gun. Gun, let's see. Oh. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to go look at, so again, I'm looking at code myself right now because I see where he's playing the gun sound. So I want to go look at a signature to determine if I can be like, hey, I actually want you to lower the volume on these and you can just do it in code. It's a classic complaint of gun enthusiasts. My bullets are traveling too fast. All right, let's see. So I want to go look at Sound Manager really quick to see how it is doing. Is it void? No, it's not. Oh, yeah. You can. Okay. So what's nice is I can say on line 265, we need to pass a volume of negative, let's try -8 to make the gun sounds a little quieter. So I just did some research and I told him exactly what I wanted him to do. Could I have done that myself? Yes, but I don't remember the correct syntax. So now he's done it. He didn't. I didn't save my changes so that I didn't slow the bullets down. Dang it. Oh, what's going on? Huh. Claude just had a problem. He was asking me for permission to do something again. We are building a rip-off defense.
I am asking for clarification on the requested change at line 221, since that is currently just the closing brace for the spawn interval logic block.
I mean, also, we could widen the cone of the shotgun. I realized that, yeah,
I've
shotgun...
confirmed the gun volume adjustment is already set at line 265, so I'm now having the bullet speed constant from 60 to 30 meters per second to slow them down.
I didn't set the volume.
I'm slowing down the projectile velocity by having the bullet speed constant to 30 meters per second, which increases the travel time to hit targets. I also confirmed that the firing volume attenuation is already correctly handled on line 265.
It is? Where? I don't see it. Oh, you fixed it. I see. You did fix it. So he's confirming not that it was, but that he did it. Good to remember. Oh, that took him a whole 18 seconds. All right, let's try this out.
Main menu. Start game. Out of play. Start game. Defend yourself.
Oh, so they are falling. I kind of see the problem. Okay, so what I think's happening is like it's counting the hit. All right, let's bring bullet speed back to what it was. I feel like the gun is off, so it should work like this. User fires gun, bullet travels to zombie, bullet hits zombie, hit sound plays, time elapses, body fall plays, zombie is removed from playing field. Once a zombie is hit, the radar should ignore it. So I feel like as soon as you fire the gun, I feel like the fall is kicking in. One of the things, too, that you guys wanted, and I actually agree, was screaming zombies. So hold on. I'm going to open Soundly. I hope this did not just wreck my stream. So I use Soundly. It's just, I pay for it and I get access to a bunch of sounds, and I could import my own local stuff too. I actually want to work with them on accessibility. I've got a note to myself to email them. No, I think what's happening is, so when you fire the gun, I think it's going, oh, that zombie would get hit. And I don't think the fall is starting till the bullet, like, the way it should work is the bullet should hit the zombie, hit should play, then that's when the fall should start. But I think the fall is starting early. It Soundly works, but it could work better, right? Like, you can use it, absolutely, but you're not going to use everything it's got. Also, it needs some love. And I have reached out to them before. I think it's time to reach out to them again and really start pushing, because like, it's a platform I really enjoy. It has a really decent cloud library. The problem is like, it's not the most accessible thing. There are other platforms that are out there, but like, they're completely inaccessible, which I hate as a sound person, because I would rather pay $20 a month, $30 a month, whatever, for all I can eat sounds that I can just quickly browse, index, whatever. That's what I want. All right. So let me see. Oh, he's going through. Okay. Because I just gave him a bunch of stuff to chew on. So Claude's chewing like a zombie.
I'm increasing the bullet speed to 60 and refactoring the zombie lifecycle by adding a dying state to the object itself.
There we go.
This allows me to eliminate the separate pending falls list by tracking the state directly on the zombie until the death animation completes.
And you know what? You want to call it an animation, I'm not going to fight with you.
I am refactoring the zombie lifecycle by decoupling the death animation from immediate removal. I am updating the movement logic to ignore dying entities and implementing a timer in the update loop to handle the final cleanup after the bodyfall animation completes.
By the way, Freight Fate is...
I am cleaning up the game over logic by removing the redundant pending falls resize call and updating the status key checks to explicitly ignore zombies in the dying state.
You talk. I'll wait till you're done. Sorry, it's my stream, but clearly you don't, whatever. Sorry. You first.
I've updated the hit life cycle so that zombies transition to a dying state upon impact, which stops their movement and removes them from radar tracking. I also moved the bodyfall logic directly into the zombie class to ensure the sound plays from the correct death position and to simplify state management.
I mean, so far everything you're doing sounds like it makes sense. I'll go with it. He was doing some wacky stuff with Crazy Ball yesterday that I did not like. So this already feels better. We'll take it. So let's see what we got. So these aren't like... You know what? I want it. It is so overkill. It is so overkill. I've got to have it. It is so friggin' overkill, you guys. It's so cheesy. Yeah, I want to try Freight with a controller. The other thing I want to do too is I'm working on the map. So I actually, after the stream, I'm going to go load up a Docker container and load up ORS or whatever. And that will actually let me continue doing the remapping. So one of the things I've really been working on is trying to make the map better. So if you play it, it's kind of sparse. Michigan has like Detroit and Ann Arbor, but there's no Lansing, there's no Kalamazoo, there's no Muskegon. We don't have the Upper Peninsula. Like Minnesota has like Minneapolis and I think one other thing, but there's no Rochester, there's no Mankato, there's no like, well, it's got Duluth, but like it's missing a lot of stuff, right? So I've been going through piece by piece and working on the map. Liam, hey Claude, this is an audio game. No animations. Claude, yeah, whatever, man. I'm calling it whatever I wish. I'm the one doing the hard work. Let's check in with the bot.
The Irvin army is absolutely loving the chaos as rip-off defense takes shape. The chat is buzzing over the new zombie screams, with Zoe Plays and Lucas calling them hilariously overkill and cheesy in the best way possible. Peter Mock and Lucas are helping you fine-tune the timing of the body fall sounds, suggesting that the gun volume be lowered slightly so the splats and thuds can actually be heard over the shotgun blasts. There's also a side discussion about Soundly's accessibility, with Peter Mock noting that while it's a bit meh, the cloud library is a huge asset for sound designers. On the gameplay front, Tim Kilgore is curious if the zombies will get faster or if better weapons will unlock as the game progresses, while Peter Mock suggests that a 180-degree turnkey would be more useful than snapping directions to keep the challenge alive. I can't pronounce that name is even suggesting a heat mechanic where you have to cool down your gun barrel with water because you're firing so many shots. It's clear Claude is having a much better day today than during the hotball physics disaster of yesterday, even if he insists on calling audio triggers animations just to mess with you.
All right, so we got our screams. So what we're going to do is I'm in Reaper now, and I'm going to run a... No, that's not what I want to run. Oh, do I not have? Why isn't it working? I did this earlier. Why is it not working on here? I'm trying to do crap. Hold on. Oh, yeah. So it blew up. All right. So I'm back. I was offline. It took me down. Oh, crap. All right, I'm back. So what I've been doing is doing the screams. And I just generated out all the screams, and I just tried to like hustle you guys for money. And huh? All right, cool. So I was trying to hustle you guys for money because I was like talking through my Reaper process, and I was like, I know a lot of people want to learn Reaper, and I would love to teach people, but I would like to actually like make money doing it because I teach stuff, and it would be cool. But no one ever heard it, so I guess I'm poor. No, and none of my deaths rendered because I'm dumb. That's why. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't teach you Reaper. There we go. Okay, I think I got all my death screams. All right, so I got 8 death screams. Did it break again, or are you just not making any noise? So people are saying it's dropping frames. I'm going to go watch my own stream and just see, because I don't understand. I wonder if...
Tune the timing of the body fall sounds. Suggest.
Whoa, what is going on? Okay. Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2. All right. I think it's better. Okay, so I'm gonna keep rolling. Hopefully this sorts itself out. If not, I may have to do a quick router restart. Let's see. All right, I'm still here. I was just typing to Claude. Say more words. Okay, more words. Here, I'll play a song. I'll play a song. I need a song to play. It's so hard when you want to play a song and you're like, what do I play? Oh no. All right. I got music playing, so now you have a little something in the background. So I think there was an issue with the internet, but I am back, so...
I am checking the file system to verify that the death sound assets are present and counting them to ensure the audio manager has the correct number of clips before I integrate them.
So what I was saying was you guys missed all my Reaper stuff, and I was like, yeah, I want to teach Reaper classes. I would love to do paid like one-on-one training. And I'm not a Reaper expert, but I know enough to be able to be like, here is Reaper. Here's how you get started. Let's talk about items. Let's talk about like setting up a project. Let's talk about, you know, what does destructive editing mean? What does non-destructive mean? Because if you're coming from like Goldwave, it's very different.
I'm updating the hit zombie function to play the death scream as a detached sound, so it persists even after the zombie entity is removed from the scene.
Hellbot is taking over. This is not Liam. There should be a delay, but yeah, I think it's better. Apparently our internet doesn't want you to talk about Reaper. I guess not.
I'm explaining that the Sound Manager's cleanup logic naturally preserves death screams because they're fire and forget. So I'm updating the design doc to reflect this sound sequence. I am updating the documentation to reflect the final dying state life cycle, as the previous description of the immediate removal and pending list approach is now obsolete.
This voice
I am
is
updating
so
the
awesome for
documentation to
Claude.
remove stale references to the 1200 millisecond timeout, and pending list mentions to ensure internal consistency. I'm updating the hit function in defense.nvgt to trigger a detached death scream that persists after the zombie is removed, and I've synchronized the design documentation to reflect this new dying state lifecycle.
Oh wow, Maddox Vacuum, which I've seen these. They're getting a $250 price hike in December. I guess the Maddox are supposed to be really good. Does anyone know anything about them? Because we eventually need a new vacuum. He announces every little thing he does, no matter how small or mundane, as a grand pronouncement. He really does. And that's why he's so perfect. Because, like, it's the most mundane thing, and he's excited about it. And I'm excited for him. All right, so let's try. We've added screams. What we're going to need are some more meaty bullet impacts. That's the one area in which I think this is really weak right now. But you know what, though? I think it's still going to work.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game. Out of play. Start game. Out of play. Start game. Defend yourself.
Okay, here we go. Oh, crap.
Game over. Final score 15 kills. Press enter to continue. Rip off defense main menu. Start game.
Dude, that's so cool. Athena popped up and is ready to help you design a game. I hope you will allow her to join you. Why am I talking like Claude now? I hope you will allow her to join you. Athena has a price hike? That sucks. Yeah, I just don't know anything about them. I don't even know how much they are. But I see ads for them all the time, and they're supposed to be really good. I mean, that's what the ad says, but then the ad could be lying. I mean, ads never lie. Need to sound for when the player dies, like a chomp sound. Yeah, I thought, for the interim, I had just put in like a game over sound because I was just like, I need something quick. But I wasn't going to like lose sleep over trying to put like a death scene together where like the zombies are all chewing on you. But like that would be cool. So it works. Yeah, definitely works. Which I like. Yep, we're going to do the pitch variation. That's a good one. That'll make it a little easier to hear them. The zombie chew should be a sample from the recording of Jan chowing her dinner. I just think the bullet impacts suck. I don't know how to really make them better. I don't know if there's a way. I think what I need to do is just find some good squelchy, gloppy impacts with like some good low end on them.
I'm adding a bit of variety to the zombie groans by passing a random pitch value into the 8th argument of the positional play method. This will shift the frequency between 95 and 105% for each sound instance.
Play them at half speed? Huh. I wonder what that would sound like. Yeah, I mean, I would need to do a little design and find some splats and stuff. It's the one area that's weak, but again, I didn't spend a ton of time designing sounds.
I'm adding variety to the zombie audio by randomizing the groan pitch between 95 and 105% at spawn. I updated the sound manager to persist this custom pitch value during spatialization updates, so the sound remains consistent as the zombies move.
He does, though. He sounds so like... Let's see. What's your roll-off? I'm going to set it to... I'm going to adjust the roll-off a little bit to make further stuff further. Actually, what I'm going to do is I want to try this first.
Rip off the fence, main menu, start game. Defend yourself. Get out.
Dude, they're all up on me. Ow!
Game over. Final score, 17 kills. Present. Rip off the fence, main menu.
I got 17. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. This is getting better. I like it. I like it. I like it, I do. I feel like it's improving.
I am updating the hit sound playback by passing a pitch argument of 75 to the play method, while keeping the death scream at its original pitch.
Well, I want to start adding gamepad support to this. No, I didn't add snapping. I mean, I could. Never really thought about that. Maybe I'll do that next. So I'm thinking we'll just have it snap. Like, I'm not going to have it snap to the 90, but I'll have it snap. Like, it'll flip you by 90 degrees. We could try that and see.
I'm implementing a death scream safeguard by tracking the last played index and selecting a new sound from the remaining 7 options to ensure no repetition.
There we go. That's what I want. Yeah, flipping by 90 would be reasonable. I could do that. I want this gamepad stuff, though. I want either that or mouse. I think gamepad's going to be cooler, and I got a PlayStation controller sitting here that I want to play this with so friggin' bad. Oh, my gosh. So let's see where we are on we're trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. If we reach 3,000, I promise to read awful Liam Biker fanfic. I promised I'd read the first chapter, which kind of means I probably need to go put it on the Monarch.
I'm adjusting the pellet impact pitch to 75 and implementing a non-repeating death scream logic by tracking the last index and offsetting the random selection to ensure no 2 consecutive screams are the same.
Yeah, I put the link out to Crazy Ball, but I didn't put it on the page or anything. I'm amazed, too, how well now we've got this whole hook thing dialed in, how well this Claude thing's working. All right, so he is... I'm just trying to see where I'm at. Oh, I've only used 6% of this session. Okay. Wow, I've used 21%. Oh, and my Fable is going... am I using Fable? What model are we using? No. Oh, you know what? I think it's counting my Fable against me. So even though I'm using Opus right now, it's making my Fable go up. Gross. We are making rip-off defense. So that's how they're going to get me. They're going to be like, well, if you want to use me at all, I'm going to count your Fable against you. But you know what? I don't care. Fable's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. But Fable's not, we need an export directive cool. Although, what do I know? Maybe we do. You know what? I don't do politics on this channel. Let me go grab a controller. Okay, there we go. I had to grab a controller. It was good thing it wasn't plugged in. My next step is I want to add gamepad support, and yeah, I think it's going to do me dirty, and it's going to be like, you can't use Fable because you've used half your usage, and I will not give you an extra $100 just for that. So, no. All right, I just plugged in my controller. Does NVG? Yeah, it sure does, Allow Rumble. Lexi, I posted the link twice yesterday. I don't have time to grab it right now, so I'll have to post it later. I'm sure it is also on the Audio Games forum under my topic, and you can find it there. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it says I'm using. I just think it's eaten. That's gross.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game. Defend yourself.
I don't hear. I don't really notice the difference. We're gonna need some better sounds.
Pause. Resume.
But I mean, it works.
Quit the main menu. Rip off defense main menu.
So that's cool. Okay. We need Rumble on Death. So I'm going to start. Let's start integrating gamepad support. Read reference 8 for best implementation. I can also provide other games if needed for you to check.
I am reviewing the gamepad documentation and existing implementation patterns to prepare a plan for the integration.
I'm not going to get to use Fable at all. It's gonna like, I'm going to get to 50% because of the stuff in Freight Fate, and it's just going to be like, no, you get no Fable. But you know what, though? I'm okay. I'm good. All right, so it's reading the implementation. All right, so he is going to wire this up. I don't know if it's going to work. So we're just waiting. This is kind of a...
I am checking the exact API names for the joystick and key simulation functions to ensure I use the correct constants before I start writing the implementation. I am verifying the specific method names for the Gamepad Input API to ensure the axis and button calls match the library documentation.
And again, full disclosure, could you do this easier in Python? Absolutely, you could. I'm choosing to be difficult, and I'm probably wasting resources by doing it. Again, Minnesota is probably down to about 9,900 lakes. But here we are. What are your thoughts on mobile games? I think this would be a fun game all on the go. Mobile games are cool. I mean, right now making Sling for iOS and NVGT sucks, and it, you know, there's things that have to happen first, but like you could play this on like a handheld. I mean, so it would be doable. I mean, honestly, like I would rather play this on my laptop, but I bring my laptop when I travel, so like that would be no big deal. Or like, I love this on my MacBook, actually. This would be fun on a Mac because my Mac has like gazillion hour battery life. All right, so he is still chewing away. And then, yeah, I get to do the Freight Fate stuff later. I'm going to have to set up ORS and probably just need to stop writing fanfic. That's what I need to do. I've actually been using Sonnet 5 for my fanfic needs, and it seems like it's working fine. Oh, I should have waited to do that. That's all right.
The Irvin Army is back in force after a brief internet meltdown, and the hype for rip-off defense is higher than ever. While the stream was buffering, you were busy in Reaper generating 8 overkill death screams, leading to a discussion about you potentially teaching Reaper classes for beginners, though Alyssa joked that the internet clearly doesn't want you sharing those secrets. Petermock is deep in the sound design weeds, suggesting you add a pitch variation of plus or minus 10% to the zombies so they don't sound like clones, and layering blood splats or playing impacts at half speed to make them feel meatier. Zarvox thinks the game needs a tank zombie that takes 2 shots but moves slower, while Blindy Phoenix is loving the HRTF and pushing for rumble support on death to really feel the impact. Lexi popped in to ask about the Crazy Ball link and what today's project is, while the chat continues to be amused by Claude's grand pronouncements for even the most mundane coding tasks. There is also a growing movement to reach 3,000 subscribers just to hear you do a live reading of your awful Liam Biker fanfic, with Timothy Melgar leading the charge. Claude is currently chewing on gamepad integration, but Blindy Phoenix is already dreaming of a mobile version for their upcoming flight to the UK, though you're leaning towards the gazillion-hour battery life of your MacBook for now. Keep an eye on those Fable tokens, or you might have to put the fanfic on hold to finish the game.
I've identified a discrepancy in the analog stick range between the documentation files, so I'm prioritizing digital inputs to avoid drift issues. Now, I'm checking the menu class's background callback signature to ensure the hook is wired up correctly.
Why are you going to do that? Okay, so he's looking at that. I think I'm going to have you look at Super Liam to see how we're doing the gamepad stuff, because I don't want digital inputs. I want analog. That's really what I want. Oh, yeah. No, you have to have analog. He's confused, and that's okay. I'd rather he just not do anything for the moment, so we'll wire that up. I usually like to let him read other projects I've done so he can look at Super Liam and kind of see how it's been done. Because to me, you have to have the controller, right, where you can, you know, depending on how much you push the stick. I may also need to widen the targeting cone a little bit.
I am creating a reusable gamepad layer to translate joystick inputs into key simulations. I am also implementing a wrapper class for the timer to handle menu auto-repeat and using a reference parameter for the key helper to avoid ambiguity with the timer handle. I am adding the necessary include directive to the defense script to ensure the new module is properly linked. I'm setting up the main gameplay loop by configuring the game mode and adding a polling function to capture controller input every frame.
Oh, that's good.
I am updating the pause menu logic to toggle the input mode for the gamepad and ensure the game state resyncs correctly when resuming from a pause.
Will it though?
I am implementing the game over state by adding a menu prompt and triggering a screen shake effect to simulate a death rumble.
We don't have screen shake.
I am updating the prompt logic to ensure the continue text and input fields are fully navigable using gamepad controls. I am adding specific event listeners to map controller button presses to the existing text progression and input submission functions. I am adding haptic rumble feedback by triggering a short vibration on the fire event.
So that's actually the way
and
the
a
cone
distinct
works.
Confirmation pulse when a target is destroyed.
I believe the farther the zombies
I'm
are,
updating the
the
help
tighter the
text
cone
string
is.
to include the new gamepad button mappings, so players know which inputs trigger specific actions. I am initiating the build process to verify that the recent changes have resolved the compilation errors.
Oh, snap.
I've confirmed the simulation key helper and menu callback are working correctly, so now I'm updating the documentation to reflect the new controller support.
By the way, I just put in controller support
I
in
am
that much
updating
time.
the design documentation to include a new section for gamepad support, specifically noting that we are deferring the final decision on analog stick implementation.
Dude, we're doing analog sticks. Oh, I love Will Rock's stuff. I don't know. I'm assuming he's not playing a guitar. I don't know what synth this is, but unless he's got a synth guitar,
I've
this
integrated
thing is
controller
cool.
support by creating a reusable layer that translates gamepad inputs into synthetic keyboard events, ensuring existing menus and gameplay logic work without modification.
9 minutes
I've
that
held off
took.
on analog stick support to avoid potential drift issues until we confirm the correct coordinate system for the stick's resting center.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game.
Okay.
Autoplay. Start game.
So I am using a gamepad right now to
Autoplay. Quit. Autoplay. Start game.
move through this menu.
Autoplay. Quit. Autoplay. Start game. Autoplay. Start game.
And you didn't do the buttons
Autoplay. Start game.
correctly. So we need to talk about that. So I'll just hit enter.
Defend yourself.
Oh my god. Oh, oh my god. Dude. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh.
Game over. Final score. 13 kills. Press cross to continue.
And they aren't actually working.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game. Autoplay.
Okay. So, wow. That actually works. Here's a game that uses gamepad support, so maybe you can get the values you need for the sticks from there. I would also check to see how it implements menus and the prompt, as our prompt is not the prompt function my other games use. All right, so I'm gonna let it go read a game. Dude, that is cool. Oh, there's no README in the zip? There should be. There might be a manual.
Crazy Ball.
No, I don't want to play Crazy
Welcome
Ball.
to Crazy Ball. How many blocks can you break?
Hey, I said I want to play Crazy Ball. Yeah, Lexi, manual.html has a README. Is Crazy Ball compiled for Mac? No, I haven't done Mac yet because that's gonna be a pain in my tuchus.
I'm investigating why button_pressed isn't registering inputs in menus, while button_down works fine. So I'm comparing your current setup against the working game code to see how they handle those events.
And see, this is where it is
I am opening the global gamepad script to examine how the stick input values are calculated and how the button edge detection logic is implemented.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was gonna say, sometimes it is nice to let it look at some other code so it has an idea of how something works. He has to have the last word. Something I notice. He's very like. Sometimes I think he's got to hear himself talk. Like me. Sometimes I have to. Oh, nice. Cool, Dominic. What's that? Oh, that I'm using. That's Claude. He lives. Hey, we're in. I think it's Josh, right? How's it going? I need to get back to working on your game and stop working on my own. I gotta compile ORS, or I gotta set the Docker up today. It's gonna take me all night. So, yeah.
I'm comparing the gamepad configuration constants and button input logic between the working game and our current build to figure out why button_pressed is failing.
I'm
going to analyze the menu wiring and joystick API semantics to see why we have to use button_down instead.
Oh my. I didn't see the other one yet. Call me crazy, but I just don't like Docker. I don't mind Docker. I had to run Lichess for work, and I ended up like having to set up Docker, and so I've become more familiar with it now. Our DevOps guy loves Docker, and I mean, hey, you know.
I'm investigating why the button press logic is failing by checking the joystick API exports to see if the edge detection behaves differently in our build.
I'm building this game on NVGT because I am stupid. This should not be built on NVGT, but that's what we're doing. because this thing doesn't know NVGT. It only knows, well, it knows everything else, but it's not trained on it. The model's never, slurped up the documentation, so it's having to do a lot of cross-referencing and stuff like that. If I built this in Python, we'd be done and I'd be going to have lunch or something by now, but I like doing things difficult. And I proved that it can be done because we did Super Liam with Claude, so... Oh, I never get tired of Chemical Plant remixes, ever. True, Claude has Escator in the last public version of BGT, LOL. Yeah, I think you're going to have a really hard time making Sonic accessible. I mean, go for it, because why not?
I found that calling buttons _pressed at the start of the update was consuming the input buffer, which caused all subsequent button _press checks to fail. I am removing that call and refactoring the logic to handle input state individually, while also adding support for stick turning.
I do not like the way that we did gamepads in NVGT, and I think part of it too is we don't have good docs on it, and I always notice Claude struggles with this. It always has the hardest time with gamepads. I mean, we do graphics, dude. We do SDL. We just don't have it.
File header comment to reflect that the stick component is now officially.
Whoa,
supported.
the tornado siren's already going off? Wow, I didn't realize it was time for that. Sweet. Tornadoes are cool. Should go outside. Oh, yeah, okay. I need more music. I'm running out.
I am updating the prompt function to handle input modes internally and trigger a respeak whenever the user presses the arrow keys.
A respeak? Wait a minute, what are you doing?
I am updating the documentation to include joystick support and adding a note about the specific behavior of the buttons pressed function.
Yeah, 2... Yeah, 2 had a pit.
I'm running a final build to verify that the recent changes to the help text...
What are you building it off of? Are you, like,
errors.
trying to do it with an emulator, or... Because, like, I can't imagine taking an old video game... I'm, like, really intrigued by this, because if you guys don't know, I love Sonic.
I fixed the menu input bug by removing the buttons _pressed call that was consuming the frame's pressed edge state.
Where you're really going to have...
left stick support with dead zone handling.
Okay, Claude.
I also updated the prompt system to match the Super Liam input management pattern.
Okay.
And am now asking if you want to integrate the global exit and keyhook management next.
I'm really intrigued because I love Sonic. I just think once you get to Marble... I was going to say Marble Garden, but that's Sonic 3. Once you get to Marble, I think it's going to really get hard.
I am pulling up the event listener logic for the keyboard hooks and the window focus state to ensure your implementation matches the game's architecture.
If somebody has a webcam with IR for facial recognition, could we do some basic head tracking? Maybe? I don't know. I never thought about that. I never really thought about doing, like, tracking your face and stuff. No, it can draw graphics. Because originally it couldn't draw text, but they added the SDL stuff. And the problem is it's not documented. I mean, nothing's documented in NVGT, right? So, I mean, you almost have to
I
like...
am refactoring the input handling by replacing the menu background function with dedicated keyhook, exit, and Alt F4 checks. I will then route the main game loop and menu logic through these new handlers to centralize input processing.
Yeah, I should go.
I am wiring up
It's
the
sunny.
game flow by integrating
It's like
the menus
100
and the
degrees
core
out. I'm
gameplay
good.
loop with the prompt system. This ensures the state machine correctly transitions from the main menu into the active game session. I am removing the dangling documentation reference and recompiling the project to ensure the build succeeds.
Oh, using Blastum. Yeah. Okay. You know what I think would be fun?
I am confirming that the project compiles correctly.
I think it'd be
with
fun if
all
I could
NVGT
talk.
built-ins. And now I am updating the documentation to reflect the new quit and focus behavior.
I think it'd be really...
I'm unifying our input handling by moving gamepad polling and focus management
my God,
into a
Claude.
new frame housekeeping function. This also implements a conditional keyhook for screen readers and adds a volume ducking feature that triggers whenever the game window loses focus.
Oh, good. Good. You're going to do that. We don't need it, but thank you. I'm on a higher tier. That might be why I've got so many credit. I had 300,000 because mine roll over and they'll max you at 300 and not let you go over. But like, I don't use 11 Labs a lot. I just use it for Lbot and Clyde, so that's probably why. Your idea of using Edge TTS is probably a good one, though. Yeah, Sonic Forever might work. There might be a little more support for things. Oh. Our siren's late. All right, so he's saying he did everything. So let's see what he broke. Okay. Okay, keys. Yeah, that works. That works. So the stick's working. Okay. Okay, you know what? This is good. This is very good. You guys, I'm playing this with... I'm playing it with a stick. But is actually very hard with a stick. Yeah, I just died. That's tricky with a stick. But my God, it works. It works. And that only took, what, 2 iterations to get that right. Is the turn rate smooth? I don't... Yeah, no, okay. So this is the next thing. This is what I want. Yeah, can you turn... This is, and I'm just, well, I wanted to get the sticks to work first. I think the stick should turn you faster depending on how far you move it. But I would set a threshold so that moving it to its max value does not rapidly spin you around and around and around and around and ... Also, the haptic for the shotgun needs to be more pronounced. Short is fine, but it needs to be heavy. So one thing that I was doing, I was all impressed, and I didn't tell you guys, is I could feel it when the bullet hit the zombie. So I was actually getting a little haptic feedback on the, yeah, you hit the zombie, which was cool. That was kind of a neat that was kind of not what I wanted. So yeah, what I'd like to do is, I think it'd be really fun, and I don't know what we would use. I don't know the tools. But I would love to do Super Mario 64. And I mean, like, I know Kart was done, so I have to feel like we could do that in whatever Kart is in. But I don't know what that would be. I think Super Mario 64 would be fun. It would be a hard game because it's 3D. Also, you know, you have platforms and stuff. But like, if I could just walk to the castle and maybe explore it, that'd be kind of cool. I would consider that a win. Sounds came from Soundly. I pay for a subscription every month. Which I need to email them and discuss accessibility a little further because they have a lot of cool tools that we can't use. I mean, the other option is to use the menu music for the thing. I want something in the background for when you're fighting the zombies. I just don't know what that would be. The hardest part is by far the...
I'm refactoring the turning logic by exposing a normalized axis to handle underscore turning, which allows for proportional scaling instead of a fixed rate.
I don't know how you would add
I'm also
sonification
increasing
to
the
it.
rumble intensity for the shotgun to give it more weight.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know if you can, but it'd be fun to try.
I am updating the sync gamepad state function by removing the stick parameter since it is no longer required for the key path logic.
All right, so he's chewing on making the sticks turn. We're going to kind of see how this goes.
I'm updating the defense script by defining new stick turn rate constants and refactoring the handle turning function to improve input responsiveness. I'm also adjusting the shotgun's haptic feedback parameters to trigger a heavier rumble effect. I am updating the design documentation to reflect the new proportional turning logic we just implemented. I'm implementing proportional stick turning by replacing the binary key press simulation with a normalized axis value that scales rotation speed between 20 and 180 degrees per second. I've also increased the low-frequency motor intensity in the shotgun rumble to give it a heavier, more distinct physical feedback.
And I've just told him I want the shotgun cone widened, and pellets should be able to hit multiple enemies at once if they are in the targeting cone. Once snapping is... Oh, we should do snapping. Okay. Solar Strikers, by the way, was such a cool game. Like, and it was kind of weird that Nintendo made a shooter, but I always thought it was really neat. How would the locking sound work if you're hitting multiple enemies? Well, I think it's going to play anyways because you got an enemy in the cone. So it doesn't double play, but as long as there's something in the cone, it plays. Soundly is cool, but their app is not great. And I mean, I think they'd like to make it better. They've been communicative with me, but I don't know what to tell them.
I'm updating the targeting logic to use a base shotgun spread combined with the target's subtended angle, and I'm refactoring the fire function to spawn individual pellets for every zombie detected within the new shared cone test.
I'm just queuing up a bunch of things for him to do. No, I don't. Well, I mean, it has a gyro, but I don't know if we can read from it.
I'm updating the gameplay documentation to reflect the new multi-hit mechanics, the wider attack cone, and the increased stale duration from 1.2 to 1.5 seconds. I am finishing up the documentation for the cone component before moving on to implement the new snap turn functionality. I am reviewing the design documentation to update the specifications for the wider cone and multi-hit functionality.
Yeah, so I don't know if we are supporting accelerometers yet on iOS and Android. I do agree, though, that would be really damn epic. I'm just queuing up more stuff. It's not what you should do. You should not be like, here, do these 20 things. But again, why not? Sometimes we do things just, you know, because we can. Oh, I mean, doesn't the PS5 controller have one? It just, I don't know if we can leverage it. There's a lot of cool things the PS5 controller has that they like stuck on just the PS5. So like the trigger pulls and stuff are really cool. So it's working away. I think we're going to have a
I'm implementing a snap turn feature by remapping gamepad fine aim to the L3 button and adding new one-frame snap triggers to the gamepad layer.
What?
This avoids simulating keyboard inputs, which ensures the screen reader remains functional during turns.
Why are you... What are you doing with the L3 button? That's not how... Okay, I don't know what you're doing with L3. I don't think I like it, but... Because the... Oh, no, I don't want you to actually do that.
I am reading the gameplay block to prepare for a rewrite that removes the A button from firing triggers and reassigns all 4 face buttons to handle status updates. I am refactoring the gameplay input block to remap the fine aim to L3 and fire to the triggers, while updating the face buttons to serve as status readouts. I am starting by implementing a per-frame reset for the snap edge logic to ensure the new control scheme handles state transitions correctly. I'm updating the sync gamepad state function to map fine aim to the L3 button and restrict firing exclusively to the trigger inputs.
It's all... Huh?
I am removing the L3
Really?
mapping and the unused gamepad shift variable to fully disable the fine aim feature on the controller.
Huh. Pittermock thinks it's doable. Interesting. Okay, I wonder if we should look into this more. Here, your thing can jam and then, like, you know... Hey, Mullet Van, sorry. Yeah, I never get tired of chemicals. See, again, I don't check audio.
I am
pub.
updating the gamepad header
Sorry.
command to ensure the documentation accurately reflects the current GameSide implementation.
I'm just very bad about looking at it.
I am updating the game loop to integrate the snap functionality and mapping the keyboard arrow keys to the control input. I am adding the descriptive help text for the 2 new mappings we just defined.
$29.91 subscribers, 9 more to go. Can we get this? Can we get to this by the end of July? Then maybe have a marathon in August? That'd be kind of cool. Oh! I punched a monkey! Oh, thank you.
Yo, Blindy Phoenix, thank you so much for the $5. You said, here feed Claude code, thanks for snapping LOL. That is seriously awesome of you, and I really appreciate the support.
I am updating the documentation for the controls table in the README file to ensure it reflects the latest changes. I am updating the gamepad mapping table in the design document to clarify the specific input indices and dead zone configurations for the analog sticks.
For the analog sticks. It's got to be all like, yeah, look at me. Yeah, read me.
I am performing a global search across the codebase to ensure that every instance of the GP_shift variable has been successfully removed or refactored. I've implemented 90-degree snap turns using integer math to prevent float drift, and I've remapped the gamepad controls to use triggers for firing and face buttons for status readouts. I also removed the gamepad fine aim mapping to rely on the proportional stick instead, and updated the documentation to reflect these changes.
All right, it's done. All right, let's try it out.
Rip off defense main menu. Start game.
All right.
Out to play. Start game.
I'll start game.
Defend yourself.
Oh.
South. East.
Oh, snappy controls.
South.
Oh!
Head down. North. South.
Oh, dude, this is cool.
Head down. West.
Oh, 20.
East.
Oh! Well, that's interesting that one of the zombies got really up close.
Game over. Final score. 25 kills. Press cross to continue. Game over. Final score. 25 kills. Press cross to continue. Rip off the fence. Main menu. Start game. Autoplay.
So that's a little bug when they get right up on you for that split second. But, oh my God. That was pretty cool. Oh, turning feels pretty good. Well, that sucks, Dominic. I mean, unfortunately, that's, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to get into like the AI ethics for underage people. Like, I know it is something that companies are having to take more seriously now because of laws and laws that have been passed and that are going to get passed, and a lot of ethical concerns and stuff. And it's definitely, I will definitely say, in like the education space, something we talk about a lot more now and that we are very cognizant of. And like, you know, like if you look, and I'm not going to get into like a whole Jaws discussion, but like, you know, Jaws is now doing the account-based thing. And so like they really have to track that because like, yeah, if you're under a certain age, they don't want you using AI, especially if it's something that you can chat with. So like, I believe a one-way connection is fine. So i.e. like give me info or describe a thing, but like Picture Smart, for example, allows you to ask questions, and they also have like FS Companion, or well, Vespero, whatever it is now. And I mean, technically I can't stop someone from going to the website, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think the jump scare before the death is actually really cool. I think it's an accident. I don't know what's causing it, but it is pretty great. I am using Claude with NVGT. I would actually recommend, if you're going to build a game, to maybe not do what I'm doing. But because I have so much code that I can be like, hey, compare against this, it works. But like, yeah, NVGT is probably the worst thing you can use. Now we need a baseball bat. See, but the problem is now I've used the things, the shoulders for snapping. So now I'm just like, I don't know if, hey, hooray for a happy accident. So in summary, do as Liam says, not as he does. Yeah. One trigger could shoot the gun and another could swing the bat. See, I wanted to have it so like you could switch weapons. So if I were to make a second weapon for this game, I would make a shotgun, or I'd make a machine gun that like would take multiple shots. Like a zombie's not going to die with one machine gun bullet, but what it would do is it would like it would definitely like impact them, and it would be fun. I don't know how much more I want to go. Yeah, if you put shooting on the triggers, you can put melee on one of the face buttons. Yeah. I mean, here's the cool thing. We have a working game now. So I'm excited about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start packaging this. All right, so I'm going to send him on his way to kind of get things ready to package it. And then I'll put up a version of Rip-Off Defense for Windows. Does it? I couldn't get it to work. Oh, yeah. I didn't do menu music. I could, but I didn't.
I am pulling
it'll
up
be
the
okay.
project structure to show you how the entry point and configuration files are organized, so you can replicate that pattern. I will highlight the specific packaging scripts and environment settings you need to match for a consistent build.
What are your thoughts on open sourcing these? I don't open source stuff, so I guess that's my thoughts. I know I should and could. I don't like open sourcing software. I'm really weird about it. Think you kind of caught my story yesterday, right? About Dragon Warriors. Oh, I have to turn on MTP. Okay, thanks. I wonder why by default I can't connect, like why it doesn't support anything else. Good, I'll do that, and I'll throw the fanfic on it and see if it reads the EPUB. We have 82 chapters now, and we're starting.
I am verifying the behavior of the Pragma embed directive during compilation.
I'm trying to
ensure
talk.
Our development workflow remains stable before I begin the restructuring.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I wish I wasn't like. So here's what's weird. I will work on open source software. Like, I have no problem working on Freight Fate. It doesn't bother me. But I won't create open source software, and I don't know why. Again, probably need to see my therapist, but I don't like it. More Will Rock. You can always tell when it's Will Rock.
I'm checking how the game's pack creator retrieves the encryption key to ensure the new asset packs are compatible with the game's existing key function.
Yeah, I now I want to try this because I didn't think about because that would just make sense. The DA2 has storage, so I mean, it's not a secret. We're talking about if you can put files directly on the DA2 Talking Book player, and actually get to the storage and put stuff on it. And I guess the answer is yes. I didn't think to turn on the media transfer protocol, but what we want to do is figure out what it'll actually play. So will it play EPUBs yet? Will it do what does it do? What doesn't it do? And I'm because I kind of want to put the biker trash on it. Yeah, and like I said again, it's such a weird thing. I don't know why it bothers me, and it shouldn't. I mean, it should just use. It's got storage in it. Isn't that like 32 gig or something? By the way, I love that I got roped into and I replied to it. It's my own fault. I got roped into a Mastodon.
I am restructuring the defense script into a modular format by adding shared globals like the pack file and game key, which will allow me to create a custom entry point that matches the original game's packaging pattern.
So, I got roped into a Mastodon conversation about milk in a bag, which is not something...
I am setting up the main entry point for the application by defining the initial configuration and initializing the primary service module.
That here in America...
I am configuring the build properties file to ensure the project settings and environment variables are correctly defined for the upcoming build.
That here in America, we don't have milk in a bag. And so there's this whole discussion about what do you do with milk in a bag? And how does that work? And
I am creating the pack creator utility to handle key matching without
No, I
external
created
dependencies. And now I am reading the current README to generate an accurate HTML version.
yeah, so I think that's true. They're doing a major update to the player. If it doesn't work now, it'll work post-update. We'll just have to generate text-to-speech reading Liam and the Red Dirt Riders. I wonder if I could have HTTPS
pack creator script, so I can synchronize its encryption seed with the game key function. This ensures that the game can successfully decrypt and open the pack at launch.
Yeah, I mean, they should
reading the game key function inside the pack creator file,
Claude,
so I
shut
can
up.
properly sync it with the main game.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting Claude.
I am updating the game key function to use the specific seed string required by the pack creator. This resolves the mismatch that was causing the open method to fail during initialization.
I should have never given you a voice. I should have left you mute.
I am updating the game key logic to align with the pack creator and generating a new player-facing README file that strips out the technical build instructions.
What's the sound of me screaming?
I am updating the project documentation by overwriting the outdated README file with the current accurate content. I am creating a temporary data file to satisfy the Pragma embed directive, so I can verify that the project compiles correctly. I am confirming that the build succeeded and verified the resource bundling, so now I am cleaning up the leftover build artifacts.
I just want to talk.
I am updating the documentation in the README to reflect the project's new directory structure and build instructions. This ensures that the run and build sections accurately point to the current file locations.
Shut up! Stop talking! I want to talk!
I am running a command to verify that the project directory is free of any leftover build
It's my stream! Let me talk! Come on, dude! Can I finally talk now?
I've restructured the project into a production-ready entry point and updated the game key to match the encryption seed used by the pack creator. I also added the necessary build properties and documentation, so the game can now be compiled into a single, functional executable.
I'm done. I'm done. You just talk. I am so done. Oh my god. I can't anymore. Oh my god. All right, it says it's done. You didn't create a config though. Oh, what did you... Oh. 'Cause, 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 Oh, you did? Okay. That probably should be called like main or something, but does it run? Yeah, it totally runs. All right. So, so yes.
Yes. Press. Type creator dialog. Would you like these files to be encrypted? Yes button. Press. Type creator dialog. There are 51 files in the pack. Hit OK to start typing. Press. Warning dialog. Format not found. Look for format types in the script folder on the system path. While files will be typed without converted doc. OK button.
Oh, you're doing the thing again I don't like, where you can't find. Come on.
Warning dialog. Failed.
Just gonna pack all these. Okay. Yes, the singularity is upon us. It is real. It's a thing. I'm good. I'm so. I don't know what to do. I just don't know anymore. I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Why aren't you letting me log into my laptop? I'm trying to log into my other laptop to grab something, and it does not want me to do that.
I am investigating the run function's executable resolution logic to understand why the where probe is failing to capture command output. I'm looking for a cleaner implementation to ensure the process correctly identifies the system path.
I think you're
I am reviewing the run method overloads and the environment variable helper to determine if I can resolve the system path manually. This approach will be much more reliable than relying on the CMD where command, which often struggles with complex nested quoting.
What are you doing? Dude, stop. I want you to look in this folder. There we go. Yeah, now he's starting to lose it. So good thing we're almost done. But here's the deal. I can't create the pack correctly. It's checking a folder because I have one that I know works. And so I'm just like, what's your problem, bro? What's going on? What's your problem, bro?
I am pausing the rewrite to re-examine the existing pack creator logic in the defense folder so I can understand how the current implementation is functioning.
Okay, see, this is where I'm getting tired because now I'm making mistakes. I wanted him to check this one.
I am locating the pack creator script in the sphere directory so I can examine how it detects the FFmpeg installation.
There you go. Crikey, he's angry. Probably shouldn't do this, mate.
I'm investigating why the find_ffmpeg function behaves differently across environments by checking if a bundled ffmpeg executable in the current working directory is overriding the system path probe.
There's none there. There really is none there. You're over... You're overthinking it, broski.
I found that the defense folder was failing to detect ffmpeg because it lacks a local executable, causing the script to skip the reliable local check and fail on the path probe. I am fixing this by copying the known good ffmpeg executable directly into the defense folder to match the working configuration of the sphere pack.
You know what? That's fine.
I just added a local copy of the ffmpeg executable to the defense folder, so the script finds it immediately. This bypasses the unreliable path probe that was failing to detect your system installation of ffmpeg.
I'll go with it. I'm too tired to argue with you. You're right. I'm wrong, Claude. You're always right. You're always correct. I'm wrong. You do what you want. You're the smart one here. I'm just a fat blind guy. You do what you want. FFM pig. Yeah. Oink. All right.
File found. Dialog. Would you like to use the assistant press? Type creator dialog. There are 51 files in the press. Type in file 451. Type in file 1351.
There it goes. Boom, 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 boom.
Type creator dialog. Type manifest.txt. Press success dialog 51.
No, we don't have a manifest because we don't need it. So let's compile the game. Windows. Why not? Oh, because you named it. Why did you name it Sounds Dot? Oh, did I screw up? Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. What an idiot. Alright, so repack those, please.
Success dialog. Still suppressed.
And then, yeah, it made a folder. It's got that. It's got that. Yeah, this looks good. Let me go run it really quick. Make sure it runs. It's not loading sounds. Okay. So. All right. We just need to figure out why it's not loading sounds. Good thing I tested it. I mean, I am very impressed. I know Tar Heel's like, I'm not impressed. Listen, I could not go write this in a morning. So, yeah, I'm impressed. This is very impressive. And, no, I'm impressed. I mean, I've gotten it to write. I gotten it to write 82 chapters of biker slop fanfic. So that to me is impressive.
I am verifying the default pack API to ensure we are passing a pack_file type instead of a pack type, as a mismatch here would prevent the sounds from wiring correctly.
Well, I mean, a mismatch wouldn't let you run. But, yeah, I mean, you are correct. You're right, Claude. You're right. You're always right. Everything you do is perfection personified.
I am checking the audio reference documentation to see why the sound pack isn't loading, since the set sound default pack function call is already implemented correctly.
So it could be. No, you are packing those. I mean, this game doesn't need sounds. Just play with your mind. I always hate that, like, YouTube does, like, top chat and not all chat. I want to see all chat. Who doesn't, like, who goes, gee, you know, I only want to see not all chat. Also, almost to 3,000. Almost there. 2991. We're almost there.
I am verifying the internal file structure of the data pack to see if the file names inside match the keys the game is requesting. I suspect the issue is a mismatch between the expected asset paths and the actual contents of the archive.
Could be. I don't think so.
I am writing a diagnostic script that uses the packfiles list files method to verify if the internal file names match the expected path for the gun sound.
I don't think that's the problem. Let's see. I mean,
I found that the pack creator is incorrectly concatenating paths with an extra slash when a trailing slash is present, causing file lookups to fail. I am now checking the pack configuration file to confirm if this cached path is the source of the double slashes.
oh, good catch, Claude. Okay, he was right. You're right, Claude. This time I'm actually meaning it with,
I found that the
no
pack file
sarcasm.
contained a trailing slash in the sounds directory path, which was causing double slashes in the file names. I'm instructing the developer to delete the pack file and rebuild it using the correct folder name to resolve the path mismatch.
Pack creator dialog when you like to convert raw files to doc format, press. Pack creator dialog when you like these files, press. Pack creator dialog, there are 51 files in the pack, press. Pack file 351, pack file 1051.
Good catch. I used a trailing slash, and that was the problem. Good catch. That was solid. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, I should have known that, but I'm tired, so that's my bad. So let's change this properties really quick to 1. There we go. And then we're going to Make a Windows one, please. Cool. That was awesome. All right. Yeah, perfect. Boom. All right. We are good to go. That's awesome. That is what I like to see. So we're going to make that bundle. We're going to go down here. Make a Windows release.
Top 9. Success dialog release build 16 press.
And it's made that. And I'm going to go to my server. And I have another theory as well. Which one? We have a... Uh-oh. Okay. So here's the game. Okay. Poop. All right, there you go. There's rip-off defense. I will also throw this on the forum or something. I got to find my topic. Oh, what happened? Did it cut off the link? Oh, it's doing that thing where everything sucks. I have no idea where to find the game, actually. It's a cool game, though. Yeah, Super Liam 1.52 is coming out in July. I've got people testing it right now. And the good news is there's not much. So it's looking pretty solid. And good. So it's on the forum. So, all right. So we're going to wind it down for today. I want to thank you guys for being here. There's water on the carpet. Okay, yeah. We're done. See you guys later. Thanks for watching and or listening. Good night and good corn.